Hi, welcome to this session where we are talking about Dynamics 365 tutorial, and in this particular video we will be talking about interfaces, which is a part of object-oriented programming. So without wasting time, let's start. First we will know about what is interface. After that we will go for the hands-on experience, and there I will explain each and everything in detail so that it will be easier for you to grasp the knowledge of interface. So here I'll explain the important point about interface. The first point is an interface is a specification for a set of public instance method. Inside the interface we will write the public instance method only. We will not write the body inside an interface. We will not write the body of an methods inside the interface, and the method will be public. The second point is an interface defines and enforces the similarities between unrelated classes without having to drive one class from another. The third point is all interfaces are public. So whenever we are declaring interface, you have to give the public keyword, even if you don't explicitly add the public keyword in front of interface keyword in the class declaration code. So I'll show you how we can declare the public keyword in front of the interface. And after that, the methods on an interface are also public. So now we'll go to the practical session where we will code each and every point whatever written here. So if you are when you are working with any kind of code or any customization, then you have to create a project. So for that you have to open your Visual Studio in your machine. So for that, right click on the Visual Studio and just run as administrator, and your Visual Studio will open and you will be able to see this kind of interface. So from there you have to create a new project. So here you can see that this is our get started. From here you can create your new project, and whatever project you have already have done, that will be showing in this folder section if you have created any other projects. So at this time we will create a new project. So for that, click on the new project, and after that you just have to give the project name. Here you have to select financial and operation and then click next, and after that you have to give the project name. So I am giving the project name as per my requirement. For whenever you will be working in a practical scenario, for every organization there will be a standard process to create a project name, so you have to follow that particular. But as this is a tutorial video, I am just giving the name as per my own choice. So at this time I am just giving Room 1 OOP object oriented program, and in this video I will show interface. That is why I am just giving name interface, and you can see that you can select the location. In this location your project will be saved, and automatically one solution will be created. Under this solution your project will be open, and from this section you can select the recent version of .NET framework. Recent version is 4.7.2 in my machine, so that is why I am selecting this one. After that, click create, and it will take some time to create the solution, and inside the solution you will be able to see your project will be there. So after click, you can see that our project created. In the solution explorer you can see that this is our solution, this is our project name, and if you want to create a new item, then you have to right click on the project. You have to right click on the project, and then from the add section you can add a new item, and you have to expand this node, and you can see in analytics there will be thing which is related to analytics. Here you will be able to see related to processes and business flow. Inside your code section you can see class, interface, macros, runnable job, test, and in configuration this will be there. In data models there will be table query, all these things will be there. In data type you will be able to see all kind of data type will be there. In the level file these will be there, reports and security and services and user interfaces. You can see form menus, like this kind of things. But in this tutorial where we'll be going to create only interfaces and class. To create interface you have to select this one and you have to give the name, and whenever you are creating any class you have to click on this and you have to give the class name, and you can add that class or interface in your project. So for this tutorial I'll be creating one interface and 3 classes will be there. After creation of the interface and class, I'll start the tutorial again. So you can see that this is our interface. So this is a Visual Studio where we are going to write our code. You can see that I have a project and solution. Under the solution I have a project, and inside the project you can see there is a number of classes are there. So first there is an interface is there, interface send SMS, and if you'll open this the code will be like this, and this is the declaration of the interface. So you can see that to declare the interface you have to use the keyword interface. After that you have to give the name of the interface. So there was a point that your interface should be public, so you can write the public keyword in front of the interface. If you will not give this public keyword explicitly, then it will be treated as this interface is a public by default. So you can give the public keyword, or if you will not give, then also it will be treated as a public interface. Inside this public interface, the name of the interface is interface send SMS, and inside this you can see that we have a method which is also void. So you can also give the keyword here public to specify that this message method is a public. But if you will not give as a public keyword in front of the method, then it will be treated as, or implicitly it will be public. So if you will not give explicitly public keyword here, it will be implicitly treated as a public method. And you can provide many methods inside the interface, but the body of the interface will not be written here. You have to implement using the class. So how you can do that, I'll show you. For example, I have another class Rahim is there, and if you'll open this class you can see that it is a class, and the class name is class Rahim, and this class implements the send interface here. And inside this class you have to declare, or not declare, you have to write the body of the message method, whatever the message is present in your interface. You can see that this message is present in our interface. So in the Rahim class, if you are implementing this interface, you have to write the message body. So here we are just not doing nothing, we are just printing a message in info, hello by Rahim. For example, if there will be another message will be there, method will be there, message 1 method will be there, and if I'll save it, then you will get one error that class Rahim and class Rambo is there. We have to implement this method, but we have not implemented here. But if you copy and paste, that error will be gone, the first one error will be gone. in for the Rahim class. So you can, if you'll save this, you can see that only Rambo class is giving the error, because if you'll go to the Rambo one, you can see that there in this class also we are implementing the same interface, and we are writing the body message here. So if you'll copy the code, if you'll implement the another message message 1, and if you'll save, the error will be gone. So that means we can conclude that if there will be an interface and two method will be there, then if another class is implementing, then all the message should have a body part. So if there will be a three method is there, then inside this class the body of that method should be there, otherwise you will get the error. Okay, so it is important. So I'm just deleting this one from the Rahim class, and I'm also deleting from this for sake of simplicity, and also I have to delete from the interface. So I'm just keeping only one method declaration inside our interface. And for this message method, we have an implementation is there, and in Rambo there is an implementation is there, and I have to save. So how can we invoke this interface and all these methods? So for that I have created one main method from where I can actually call all the call my interface and implementation that I have implemented. So for this reason, so you can keep it as a class like this class, and then the class name is main class, and inside this we have a main method, and you also already know that the program actually invoked from this main method, and there you can see that I have taken a reference of the interface, and the reference name is D, and I am taking the object of the class Rahim here, and if you'll put the object name D dot here the reference messages method message, then what will happen? The message will call the method inside the Rahim class. Why? It is taking the reference, it is the reference of the interface, but we are trying to implement from the Rahim class. That is why in whatever the message body will be there in the Rahim class, it will be executed. So if we'll compile and run it, you'll be able to see that in whatever we have in our Rahim class, it will be shown. So I'll just build it and run it, and you'll be able to see the result. So if you'll run here, you'll be able to see the implementation of the Rahim. So our program is executed, and you can see that it is showing this and showing that output hello by Rahim. So our Rahim class is executed, and inside that the method message is showing this message only. Here if you will do like this, if you'll instantiate the class, not class Rahim, if you'll implement the class here, so you just have to stop your program, otherwise you will not be able to edit your code. So if you'll give the class name, and here we will specify the Rambo 1, then what will happen? It will go inside this class, and this will fetch the data from this message method. Okay, so if you run, and you will be able to see this message will be shown. So for that you have to save the main, again you have to save it, the main method, and if you run, you will be able to see that message. So I'm just starting my run method. So it will take time and it will show the result. So here you can see that our program executed, and this time hello by Rambo, this message is actually showing. So I'll stop the execution process. So I hope this concept is clear. We can implement the interface and we can call, but here one important thing which you have to understand, that here when we are creating the instance or creating the object, we are taking the reference of the interface and we are creating the object of the class which is actually implementing. In the left side you can see that is the name of the interface, and you can see in the right side this is the class which is implementing the interface. So this way we can execute the code easily. So now I'll show another important thing, which is is keyword. In interface you can use is keyword. How? I'll show you how you can do that. So now just create a reference variable of class Rambo here, class, and then type Rambo Rohim. You can take any of them and you just type the name of the object. And now if you'll type the if keyword and here is keyword, you have to give is keyword and specify the interface name here. Interface, what is our interface name? Interface send SMS. So if it means that is here, that means object of a class Rambo is interface or not, we are checking like that. And if this will be true, you can run any operation like this. So you can cut the whole code and you can paste it inside your if. So if you run, the code will be fine, the code will be run fine and it will show the output. So this time whatever we are doing, we are executing the method of the class Rambo by this. So this time you will be able to see whatever the message inside the Rambo, you will be see that hello by Rambo. So if you will specify here as a Rahim, you will be able to see the result from the Rahim class. So this way you can work with interface. So now so the implementation and the coding section is over. Now I'll tell you some important point about the interface, whatever we just have done it. So we already covered these points. Now we'll show few other important thing. When you add the implement keyword on a class declaration, the class must declare methods that are specified by the interface. So already talked about that, that whatever methods will be there that you have to implement. So when you add implement keyword on the class declaration, the class must declare methods that are specified in the interface. If you will specify 2 methods, you have to implement 2 methods in the class implementation. If there will be 3, then you have to implement in the class that 3 method, otherwise you will get error. The here second point is a class declaration can implement multiple interface. So if there will be multiple interface will be there, and if you want to implement that interface using a class, you can do that. How you will do that? List the interfaces after the single occurrence of the implement keyword and separate the interface name by using the commas. For example, if you'll go, for example, in this case, in our project only one interface is there. The name of the interface is interface send SMS. For example, if you just think that there can be a multiple interface in your project, and whenever you are implementing any interface, you can implement multiple interface. So the first interface is like this. If there will be any other interface, for example interface send SMS 1, then you can give the comma over here, and you can implement both the interface in a particular class. So you have to give the comma and you have to give the name of the interface. So this way you can implement multiple interface in a single class. Now we'll go to the next point. So our third point is that all interface methods that a class implement must be explicitly declared as a public by using the public keyword. So in our practical example, I have shown that method inside that class should be public. So you have to explicitly write the public keyword. After that point, go to the next point. A class that implements an interface must also be declared as a public. So whatever the class actually implementing the interface, it should be public. So it is better to give the public keyword in front of that class, that this class is going to implement our interface and this is a public class. So the next another point is that an interface can extend another interface by using the extends keyword. However, an interface cannot extend more than one interface. So it is important that an interface can extend another interface, but an interface cannot extend more than one interface. So it is very much important. So in this video we have just covered about interface. In the next video maybe we'll cover another more important points about interface. If I'll miss anything, you just note it and you can write a comment below. I'll clarify your concept if there will be any problem. So till then, take care, bye bye, see you in the next video.